Hi, I'm Blade/547. Today I'll be showing you, TK Pyro, and fans of TK Pyro, how to create your own explosion using mini nukes, frag mines, plasma mines, and bottle cap mines. This is a good substitution for exploding megaton, as you can do this explosion with less pain and suffering towards children in the town as well as the civilians and people who live there, and save the town while you're at it. The first thing you need to do is gather a large pile of mines like I have here. Then simply go into your Pip-Boy and select bottle cap mines. With bottle cap mines, you can place them around the mines to give it an extra bit of explosion, since these can be made. You can find frag mines everywhere, but you can always make extra bottle mines to increase the size of the explosion. Simply place them around the field as such, and then you can be able to have a larger explosion point from different angles. The next step after this is a little more tricky. You have to find rarer plasma mines. These will add a sense of color to the explosion. If they fall out of place, you can't move them, so you'll have to disarm and replace them. So now go into your Pip-Boy, pick up plasma mines. 3 or 4 should do this, so I don't know how many I place here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well 7 plasma mines. Now if you're feeling a little adventurous, go across to your ammunition and select mini nuke. Mini nukes are pretty expensive pieces of equipment, so unless you find them, it's not really worth throwing them onto an explosion. But this will give it a big nuka feel, making the explosion more nuktacular, if I can use that pun. So once you've placed in a couple of these, it gets a bit tricky on how to set up, and a lot more dangerous, since these mini nukes will explode with great velocity. Place as many as you feel like. I'm going to place 3, so that way I don't really have to worry about much damage. And on to the next step. Now that you've created your minefield, or small explosion, the next step is to figure out where you're going to do it from. My experience tells you should at least be far away from the explosion, or have the set amount of mines you want. The plasma mines in this explosion will add color. The mini nukes will add the big explosion and mushroom cloud you'll usually get, while the bottle cap mines just add a little extra kick, since frag mines won't detonate properly if you fire a mini nuke at them. Mini nukes will explode if something else explodes before them. So in this case, the bottle cap mines are the detonators, or at least the triggers to detonate. Now where I'm standing is a good and safe distance. However, it becomes a lot harder to see the explosion as a whole. Just remember you're firing a mini nuke at this, and the mini nuke is very inaccurate unless you have a full-powered nuke launcher, as I call it. Anyway, just remember, the further back you are, the better a look at the explosion, but the harder it is to aim the mini nuke, meaning it gives more time for an enemy to stumble across your pile and cause a massive explosion that way. Though this can be entertaining, it can be a waste if you don't look at it correctly, or you're not in time to see it. Okay, now it's time for the explosion. First thing to do is take out your nuke launcher, like the one I have on my back, right here. It's pretty standard, so it's good. Okay, for this last one I've added sound. First thing you need to do is aim. Figure out where you're going to aim. I'm going to hit the top of that train there. That should be a good sign point. Also, please remember to save before you do this. Even if you're not thinking it would be a bad idea, it's always smart to save. Now that we've saved, figure out where you're going to launch, and fire! And there you have it. One explosion. That is how you create an explosion without having to blow up a town. I hope you enjoyed today's Saving Megaton lesson, and this how-to guide. And on a final note, TK Pyro, if you're short on ammunition, grenades, stim packs, or other way, why not come to Fort Independence and help us outcasts out by handing over all of your dangerous energy weapons? We could really use them.
Great, here's some of the local wildlife.
If you'll excuse me, I have to go kill some raiders. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of How to Create Your Own Explosion. Bye.